Hope you are doing well today. And we're back. So, with yesterday and throughout this week, you've been having a conversation about do you understand? And it's a wake up call conversation. It's I need you to get this. I need for you to be awake. And I know that this has been really helpful to so many. I thank you so much for the messages and the encouragement of just, this has been on point. It really means a lot. And for today, we're going to be talking about do you understand how called you are? So if we're just meeting for the first time, hi, my name is Lydia, and I love empowering moms, empowering women to walk in their purpose and their calling, to walk in their uniqueness unapologetically. And a lot of times in the course of life, it just gets lost in the midst of whether it's with work or with kids or with other responsibilities, it just gets lost. So today, we're going to take a moment in the next 5 to 7 minutes to reconnect to the greater purpose of why we're here. So do you understand how called you are? So first off, you go, called, what does that even mean to be called? This language makes no sense to me. Okay, so what it means to be called is that there's something in particular, an assignment, if you will, a reason why you are here. That goes into all sorts of things in terms of how you see the world, how you view life, how you view the interplay of life. I am very much one who loves to see life and chooses to see other lives as stories, and we all get to intersect and interplay in one another's stories. It's a huge part of what I love to do and what I love to see and helping others to see that. And with being called, it means that there's something specific that only you can do in this time, in this season. And when it's completed, when you move forward in that action, it has the ability to completely transform the trajectory of the planet, which I know may seem really major. Just, okay, hold on. What are you talking about? Okay. So I'm actually reminded of Lisa Bevere. She has a book called Girls with Swords. And in that book, she talks about watching the movie The Terminator with her son. I have not seen the movie. I think I may have seen clips of different parts of the movie. And I just know that Arnold Schwarzenegger's in it, right? But in particular, in the first Terminator movie, apparently, the main character, who is Sarah Connor, is just a mess. She is having all sorts of issues with relationships, with work, with life. And it is in the midst of this messiness that there's someone from the future who's been sent back to protect her because she is going to do something phenomenal. She is going to do something brave. She is going to do something awesome in the future. To which she's going, are you sure you found the right Sarah Connor? Because that can't possibly be me. You don't possibly know what my life looks like. You can't possibly mean that I'm going to do something amazing. When in fact, it was true. And I almost wonder in our own lives, in your life, if there are moments where you've gone, I can't possibly be used right now. I can't possibly be called to something. Do you understand what I'm sitting in the midst of? I am attempting to figure out how to wrangle small people and keep it in check. Or I am attempting to make sure I can keep my job in the midst of everything else that's going on. And the last thing I'm thinking about is being called. Okay, I understand that. I understand how there's so many different forces that are pulling on you. And I too was in that place. And so that's the reason why I'm sitting here before you and I'm inviting you to remember that you are called. To remember that you are called. There's a specific reason and a key purpose for you being here on the planet. Now, if you're going, okay, I'm called, I'm not exactly sure how I figure that out. I'm willing to be game to this idea of being called. Some of the ways that you can look for it, and one of the ways I found to be really helpful to look for it, is to be willing to look back on your own story, to be willing to look back on the places that you've grown, the places where you've developed, the skills, the wisdom, the genius, if you will, that you have had all along, that you've been either cultivating without realizing it, or have been the hard and tough trials that you've come through and have been on, and now are on the other side. And because of that wisdom, because of that journey, you now have something special that you can share with others. Okay. And the cool thing is that when you choose to do that, whether you choose to do that as part of a business, whether you choose to do that for your family, whether you choose to impart that wisdom to your children, right? Which is the case with the Terminator thing. Remember the Terminator thing? Kind of bringing that back. But that was the case with her, was that there was wisdom that she learned that she was able to pass on to her son that then allowed for him to do something phenomenal in the future. We get to do the same thing with our children. We get to take our experiences, our wisdom, our genius, and pass that on to them. So it's a whole process. You're more than welcome to sit with that and go, what are those places? And if you're one who prays, to ask your creator, what is it that you've called me to do? What is it you've created me to do? Or if you knew what it was, you know what it is, and you've just fallen away because life happened, come back to that. Be willing to come back to that. And if it's helpful, there will be, I have in the description below, I have a workshop that's going to be happening here in a little bit that's going to connect with and give you space to process that through, to see what your next steps are, and to walk in that calling, to walk in that genius, and to serve from that place, because there's someone who needs what you have. I will leave you with this example, leave you with this thought. Recently, I was in conversation with someone who had a really tough episode happen in their family. Something had happened with their little one, something that was unexpected, and it completely rocked their world. And when it did, they felt so overwhelmed and so unprepared and just went, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. Well, fast forward several years later, where now as she's walked through that process, she's walked through that experience, she's connected with other women and other moms who have been in that same place as her and have felt that same pang of, I don't know what's going on and I'm not sure how to navigate this. She says, it's cool. I know what that feels like. And I can help you through that because I've been there too. And because I've been there and I'm on the other side, I know you can get to the other side as well. That is part of your calling. That is how we show up for the world in a unique way. It's how all things truly work together for good. So be encouraged again this day to understand your calling, to walk in it. And like I said, if it's for you and you're going, that would be really helpful to do the Spark workshop. It's available. Just click on the caption below. You've got questions. I am more than happy to answer them. And that's right. If you've not checked out the Facebook group, we also have our Facebook group, which is all about talking through these discussion points that we have here so that we can go deeper. We can just really sit in these areas. And again, just move in deeper wisdom. So I'm so glad this was helpful for you, Rachel. Such good stuff. All right. So have a great rest of the day and I'll talk to you later. Bye.